Greetings. Hello, Joe. Greetings from Stinkbush, Idaho. Welcome to the show on a Canadian holiday. It is Victoria Day today here in the good old 51st state of Canada. And I'm here. I shouldn't be here because it's actually kind of nice outside. But it's one of those stupid holidays where it's too early in the season for it to be all that nice. So I never even opened my pool up till now. I usually open my pool either this weekend or next weekend, basically for June 1st. But welcome if you're here with me. Thanks for joining. We're going to talk about a few things this week. We're going to talk about the Trump-Putin talks, the ceasefire talks, supposed to be ceasefire talks, but apparently not yet. He spent a couple hours talking to Putin on the phone today, and I don't know. Not sure what they talked about. Maybe they talked about their golf game. I don't know. Maybe they talked about riding horses without shirts on. I don't know. But we'll talk about it. Also, Biden got diagnosed with cancer. Sad. It's sad either way. It's not, I don't like Biden. I think he's dog shit, but I wouldn't want to see him die of cancer or anything like that. He's old though. So realistically, get cancer at his age, it's not going to be good. So we'll talk about that. Sad news. Also, there's a supercomputer that Elon Musk built in Memphis that's causing a stir with the locals. We'll talk about that and see where we land on that. Also, the new Liberal government in Canada here has decided that putting out a budget isn't all that important. So they're going to wait till fall to do it. Why not? Listen, they don't take parliamentary session for about a week from now. And then they're out for the summer anyway. So they've really got a month before they're out for the summer. So, why make them do anything? They might as well just kind of coast until September. It seems about legit. So we'll talk about that. Also, cat smugglers in Costa Rica smuggling derugs, smuggling rugs into Costa Rican prisons. Interesting. I'll play a little video on that. It's kind of funny, but we'll talk about that. And is it the end of self-checkouts? Self-checkouts are having problems with what they call shrink, which means just theft, people just stealing. And they're at least Walmart for sure is kind of pulling back on them. And that's probably why if you've ever gone to a Walmart, you'll notice that when you go to the self-checkout, there's always 3 or 4 employees there kind of watching. They're hovering over you and they're checking you out and stuff. It's pretty silly, realistically. Just, if you're going to do that, you might as well just have checkouts with people there. But we'll talk about that. But before we do any of that, if you're not yet a subscriber, do subscribe to the channel. It won't cost you anything. I promise. Not yet anyway, until YouTube monetizes that maybe. And get in the chat. If you're here, you come, you see, jump in the chat. Joe will talk to you for sure. Most likely I will too. You're saying, why do we pay these people hundreds of thousands of dollars to work 100 days a year? Yeah, I agree. It's so stupid. Oh, and they gave themselves a raise too, which is good. Give yourself I think it was between $8,000 and $16,000 a year. They give themselves a raise. Hey, why not? You're not working. You should get a raise. They haven't really worked at all this year, so great year to be a politician in Canada. Walmart here wants to make self-checkout a perk through Walmart Plus. 1 lane for everyone else. Yeah. What's up, Gizzo? Gizzo will talk to you. Gizzo will talk to you. Gizzo's good shit. So anyways, all right, let's get into it, guys. Let me pop up the first thing here. Browser. Transition. There we go. Let's change the cameras. And let's go. So Trump and Putin talked today. That's about all they did, I guess. They were supposed to be talking about, what's up, Robert? Supposed to be talking about, ceasefire and all good things going on over there in Ukraine. But I don't think they really did. This is NPR. Don't expect much. Trump and Putin talked more than 2 hours, but there's no Russia-Ukraine ceasefire. So President Trump spoke with Russian President Vladimir Putin for more than 2 hours on Monday as part of a flurry of phone calls to negotiate a ceasefire in Russia's war on Ukraine. Trump had also had calls with Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and other European leaders. Putin did not agree to an immediate ceasefire, long sought by Ukraine, the U.S. and U.S. and many NATO countries. But both the Kremlin leader and Trump said after the call that Russia and Ukraine would start talks toward a future peace. Trump and Italy's government said the Vatican might host the negotiations. That's probably a good idea. I mean, Russia's a lot of Russians are Catholic and God fearing. So put it in the Vatican. Let them do it. Let God handle it. Russia is ready to work with the Ukrainian side on a memorandum on a possible future peace accord, defining a number of positions, such as, for example, the principles of a settlement, the timing of a possible peace agreement. Putin said in a briefing in the southern Russian resort city of Sochi. Putin called the conversation constructive and thanked Trump for his diplomatic efforts. Trump was upbeat in a social media post after talking to Putin. The tone and the spirit of the conversation were excellent, he said, adding Russia wants to do large-scale trade with the United States when this catastrophic bloodbath is over, and I agree. Speaking later to reporters, Trump said holding talks at the Vatican could give them extra significance and help things along. I agree. I think it would. I think it's kind of like a good, peaceful, or whatever, not so peaceful, but peaceful place to have these talks in front of the Lord. So I think it could help. Monday's telephone diplomacy followed rare direct talks between Russia and Ukrainian delegations in Istanbul on Friday, where both sides said they would each exchange 1,000 prisoners of war, but failed to agree on an immediate ceasefire. Hey, anything towards peace is good. And obviously, some people will disagree because they're stupid, but as we've all seen, Trump is not really a warmongering president, so he's going to try to obviously put some peace in this region. He said he would prior to getting elected. Obviously, it hasn't happened so far because I think he, as he does, he over blustered his ability to be able to get peace in that region, and and he's got to work a little harder than he probably expected. But either way, it's the right direction. They're moving in the right direction. Hopefully, these dickbags get off their little war horses and decide to do some kind of ceasefire, and Trump can negotiate that. All right, what we're saying here, guys, we have almost 100% chat to viewer ratio right now. Yeah. Well done. It's the chat is bustling. What's the over under on Russia snatching up Odessa before this is over? Yeah, I would say there's a good chance. Over under? I don't know. I would say 40-60. I would say there's a good chance, but it's not quite 50-50. But I could see it happening. The war isn't over till they have Odessa. That is the city, Catherine the Great built. Yeah, well, I don't know. They want to have a buffer zone, right? So, I mean, they have it now at this point. And if they move the lines, if they move the, the border essentially, and Russia gets some of Ukraine, then I'm sure they'll be fairly happy with that. There needs to be sort of a demilitarized zone, obviously, and NATO needs to back the fuck off. And that's basically where they've always been. If NATO backs off and US backs off, then there'll be a ceasefire and they'll stop. But until that happens, they're just gonna keep fighting. They're gonna get that whole port area in the Donbass for sure. Yeah, they always go for that. Well, it's an important region for them. Did you see any of the Trump Middle Eastern tour? No, I actually didn't see any of it, but I heard obviously it happened. I love the whole shit with that plane. like there's problems with this Qatari plane going to be used for Air Force One. They're all up in arms about this shit. I think it's pretty funny. You don't want a plane going boom boom though. Couldn't agree more. Line Odessa is the prize. Yeah, probably. I mean, realistically, but yeah, I don't know if they'll if they won't stop fighting before that for sure, but definitely the Donbass region for sure. They've taken that before, right? So, all right, let's get into the next thing here, boys. Oops, why am I having a hard time here? So Joe Biden is diagnosed with cancer. That's sad news. Honestly, I want to make jokes, but I can't. It's not really funny. I don't want to see anybody die of cancer, but especially butt cancer, sort of prostate, close enough. It's in the region. I'm gonna read this article. This is CTV News. Don't expect much. These guys kind of dog shit, but let's see what they have to say. Joe Biden has been diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer. It's very aggressive. It's bitey. Former U.S. President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, his office said Sunday. The finding came after the 82-year-old reported urinary symptoms, which led doctors to discover a nodule on his prostate. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer on Friday, with the cancer cells having spread to the bone. Okay, so I don't know, man. I just feel like presidents get screened a lot. They get checked. He's an elderly gentleman. You think the prostate's one of those ones where you check quite often? Because it's a problem area for us boys. And I don't know. Just feels like maybe they knew about this already. This was kind of something that they were hiding. And now it's like, oh, it's aggressive. Maybe that was part of the decline before. So, but I don't know. Either way. While this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The president and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physicians. In a post on X on Monday morning, Biden posted a photo of himself and his wife, Jill Biden, and wrote, "Cancer touches us all. Like so many of you, Jill and I have learned that we are strongest in the broken places." It's a weird way to put it. Thank you for lifting us with love and support. Prostate cancers are graded for aggressiveness using what's known as a Gleason score. The scores range from 6 to 10, with 8, 9, and 10 prostate cancers behaving more aggressively. Biden's office said his score was a 9. So obviously it's very aggressive cancer. When prostate cancer spreads to the other parts of the body, it often spreads to the bones. Metastasized cancer is much harder to treat than localized cancer because it can be hard for drugs to reach all the tumors and completely root out the disease. However, when prostate cancers need hormones to grow, as in Biden's case, they can be susceptible to treatment that deprives the tumors of hormones. Also, he's 82, man. Like, what are you gonna expect? You gonna expect that he's gonna be able to fight cancer real well at 82 years old? The average life expectancy of a male in North America is like 79 or something. So, yeah, I don't. He's over the life expectancy. So, this is most likely a sentence. But hey, I hope he's no longer in government. So, kind of hope he recovers. Hope he has a nice long life with his dementia, and at least maybe he can remember it. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I want to make jokes, but not really a funny subject. I'll make jokes about other shit. Too bad for Joe. Hopefully Joe does okay. Cancer doesn't get him, and makes a recovery. What are you saying here, guys? Yeah, you're 43 and still haven't had finger or camera up your bum. Neither have I. I'm 46 and same. No cameras, no nothing up the bum. I'm just gonna let God deal with it. If the prostate does something, if it explodes or does some shit up there, well, hey, whatever. I'm just gonna wait for non-invasive. I guess there is technically they can, the little camera thing they send up there is pretty non-invasive. It's not like some physician's bulbous finger going up your asshole. So yeah, but I'm still not really gonna get checked out. I'm just gonna leave it to God. If I'm supposed to get prostate cancer, well, I guess so be it. The Russians built Odessa. Catherine's pet project, like St. Petersburg, was Peter the Great's or Wiener before one of you go up there. I was thinking more gerbil. Yeah, well, listen. At least a gerbil moves around. It's kind of fun. Cold camera, not the most fun, especially up your wiener hole. Oof. I know people that have passed kidney stones, tiny kidney stones. Save fucking awful. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't want anything up any hole. It's fine. I like putting my thing in other holes. Nah. Rude. All right. Let's get on the next thing here. So our new liberal government has decided they're going to take a very long vacation. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this, man. It's pathetic. We get a new government in. They haven't done shit anyway for this whole year, essentially, and now they're going to reconvene in the House on May 29th, I think it is, and then they're set to break about a month later until September. So fuck us all. Fuck a budget. Screw all that shit. We're not going to get anything. Let me read this. This is CTV News again. Hey, stay with the dog shit. Carney promises ambitious, prudent budget this fall. Oh, that's nice of you, CTV News, to be nice about it. Prime Minister Mark Carney said Sunday the Liberal government will present a federal budget in the fall, allowing time for clarity on some key economic and fiscal issues to emerge. Fuck you. What a douche. What a douche canoe thing to say. Guy's such a clown. Speaking to reporters Sunday in Rome, Carney defended his government's decision not to deliver a budget this spring, saying there is little value in rushing the process. Oh, I know, it's so rushed. You got a fucking month before you're going on an extended holiday. These guys are teachers. Only they get paid way more and they do way less. Carney noted a new session of Parliament begins with a throne speech on May 27th, but the House of Commons is due to rise less than a month later. Oh, yeah. Oh, you guys got to take that fucking precious summer break. Opposition parties recently attacked Carney for being vague about his plans after his government said it would not table a budget before members of Parliament leave for the summer. It's funny how they shit all over what do you call it? PP. Pierre Poilievre. I just lost train on his name there. They're shitting all over him and his plan and stuff, but at least his plan was to actually get a budget. And if they had to work through summer, they were going to work through summer to get a budget done. So these pricks, they don't want to do that. It's the same. It's basically the same cabinet as under Trudeau. So I think it's like half the same cabinet. So I wouldn't expect them to. They haven't been working for 10 years. They're going to begin working now. Finance Minister Francois Philippe Champagne, there's a name, said instead of a spring budget, the government would put forward an economic statement, which is usually less comprehensive than a full budget, in the fall. Carney made it clear Sunday the document will be a full-fledged budget. Yeah, does it add that $70 billion that we're spending right away, right off the cuff? Is that in the budget too? He said there will be more clarity in coming months on Canada's defense spending plans, the overall economic outlook, and how to make the federal government more efficient. Yeah, sure. Oh, we're just going to add some more federal government employees. That's the way we're going to make it more efficient. We're going to have people working for people, working for people, working for those people, doing the same jobs. We'll have a much more comprehensive, effective, ambitious, prudent budget in the fall, he said. These idiots all speak the same as Kamala Harris. They just say nothing. They say a bunch of words, but there's nothing in there. There's no substance. It's just, oh, we're going to have comprehensive, effective, ambitious, and prudent budget. What the fuck are you talking about? You do these things right, and that's what we're going to do. Carney said the annual NATO summit to be held in late June in the Netherlands, we will have budgetary implications for Canada. Oh, it will have, sorry. In addition, he indicated a desire to have further discussions with the United States, which has hit Canada with a barrage of tariffs to help bring greater clarity on the economic relationship between the two countries. After taking questions from the media, Carney met with the U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance to discuss Canada-U.S. relations in Ukraine. Political leaders from around the world were in Rome as Pope Leo the 14th? Yeah, the 14th presided over his inaugural Mass Sunday in St. Peter's Square. The Prime Minister was seated in the second. Oh, I don't give a shit where the fuck he was seated. He was seated there. How about, who gives a shit? Thanks, CTV News, for giving us a bunch of fluffy garbage. The point is, the Liberal government is now newly elected, sort of, and they're not going to work. They're just not going to get to work. They're just going to kind of fluff off a little. It's kind of like what kids do in all of June in school. They're not really working much. They're just waiting for summer vacation. It's basically what the Liberal government's doing. They're just waiting for summer vacation. So that's cool. No budget until fall. Until then, they'll just spend arbitrarily as they feel. I have a collection of sounding rods. Asshole. Why'd you tell him? I told you that in confidence, Joe. Joe's Hole's clock is ticking. Biden, I mean. Oh, yeah, Joe's Hole's clock. Yeah, his clock is ticking for sure. Canada will be the first country ruled by AI. Sure, Carney will be the figurehead, but ChatGPT will be the one in charge. Probably already is. They just asked them, what should we do? ChatGPT says, spend $70 billion on a bunch of nonsense. Hire more government employees. I work in IT at the Canadian government, and Copilot does all the heavy lifting. Yeah, I can imagine. That's hilarious. I didn't know you worked in IT. That's cool. All right. Yeah. Let's get on to the third thing, guys. Let me see here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Here we go. So Musk has a supercomputer in Memphis and is causing some local people problems. Of course, Musk is the favorite to hate. Everybody wants to hate on Musk now. So let me see what CNN has to say about this. Oh, good old clown network here. Elon Musk brought the world's biggest supercomputer to Memphis. Residents say they're choking on its pollution. Kind of funny. Last summer, an abandoned factory in southwest Memphis got a new life, courtesy of the world's richest man. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence company, XAI, moved in to transform this unprepossessing, I've never even heard that word, building into the world's largest supercomputer. Musk named it Colossus and said it was the most powerful AI training system in the world. It was sold locally as a source of jobs, tax dollars, and a key addition to the digital delta. The move to make Memphis a hotspot for advanced technology. This is just the beginning, XAI said in its website. The company already has plans for a second facility in the city. See, this is cool. Like, of course he's going to get shit for this because it's Musk and he's the left's, he's their once was darling, but now public enemy number one. He's building this shit to give jobs to these areas. Memphis, I'm sure people in Memphis are pretty happy that they can have a cool job working for Elon Musk, but CNN wants to shit all over it. But for some residents in nearby Boxtown, a majority black, economically disadvantaged community that has long endured industrial pollution, XAI's facility represents yet another threat to their health. AI is immensely power hungry, and Musk's company installed dozens of gas-powered turbines known to produce a cocktail of toxic pollutants. The company currently has no air permits, appearing to rely on a loophole for temporary turbines, but environmental groups say the exemption does not apply and residents are angry. Our health was never considered. The safety of our communities was never, ever considered, said some douchebag. XAI did not respond to CNN's request for comment. This part of Memphis, home to 17 other polluting facilities, includes an oil refinery, steel plant, and gas-fired power plant, is used for to fighting for clean air. Is used to fighting for clean air. I'm retarded. This time, however, not only are they up against the world's richest man, who happens to be one of President Donald Trump's closest advisors. I love how they... Shut up. I love how they put that. They have to put this shit in there. They put all their little things in there to control the narrative. But it's happening as the Trump administration takes an axe to pollution legislation, slashes environmental justice programs, and throws its full-throated support behind AI. What's unfolding in Memphis should be a warning to other communities. Whatever, who cares? All these different safeguards are being taken away. So where do you go? All right. Wow, this is a long-winded article. I don't care. So basically he's giving jobs to people in Memphis. He's polluting using gas. Oops. I'm losing my thing here. Using gas-powered generators, and people are losing their shit about it. For one, gas now burns a lot cleaner than it ever has. So I'm calling bullshit on all this extra pollution they're talking about. I think it's just some assholes just trying to, take aim at Elon Musk and be pissed off. They hear the generators. They know they're either diesel or gas powered generators, and they're just creating trouble. So it's not a real story. Of course, it's from CNN. So carry on, Musk. Carry on doing what you're doing, buddy. Most sensible people are behind you. Wait, computer pollute? Sounds like a bunch of BS. Okay, yeah. If we're talking about carbon dioxide, maybe I say pump that shit in that area. Yeah. Well, the thing is, okay, so part of my extended family, so my father-in-law, you could say, not exactly father-in-law, but soon to be, maybe, who knows, whatever. Anyways, future father-in-law. He was at the Canadian Auto Show. I think it was either this year or last year. And there were vehicles running inside the building. First time he's ever seen it without, like, they'll run them, but they'll have like exhaust, they'll have tubes set up to exhaust to get the exhaust outside. But in this case, they weren't. And these vehicles were running the whole time. And he asked one of them, he said, how are you able to do this without exhausting it? And he was told that the fuel burns so clean now that when they check it, there's like very little pollutant coming out of the exhaust. So they can run them inside. So that's why I call bullshit. Fuels run so clean now. I'm sure he's got, I'm sure he's not buying gas powered generators from like 1960 off of Kijiji or anything. I'm sure these are like top of the line generators. I'm sure they're running clean. So fuck off. Like people just want to find something to bitch about. Especially, like I said, because it's Elon Musk right now and he's public enemy number one, from darling to public enemy number one. So they're just going to bitch about him, and, damned him if he does anything. It doesn't matter. He could have the cleanest thing ever to generate energy. They'd be like, oh, he's stealing energy from other businesses or something. Whatever. So fuck off. Whatever. All right. I've said whatever too many times. Let's get on to the next thing. This one I found kind of funny. So I added a little stupid story to the mix. So you've heard of people smuggling rugs into prisons and out of prisons and all over the place. How about cats? Costa Rica knows what they're doing. They got cats smuggling rugs into a Costa Rican prison. There isn't much of a story here, but there's a video, and I'm gonna play the video. There's no sound in the video, so I'll be making cat noises throughout the whole time as I play this video, and and hopefully I'm funny at times. Let me read this little part here. It says, it's a little synopsis on what's going on here. So, officers at Pacoqui Penitentiary in Costa Rica have caught a cat carrying 2 packages of rugs attached to its body. According to the statement on Facebook from the country's Minister of Justice, guards spotted the animal in a green area of the prison on the 6th of May before capturing it. The cat was carrying packages containing 235.65 grams of Mary Jane and 67.76 grams of heroin, authorities said, adding that the rugs have been confiscated and the animal handed over to the National Animal Health Services for health evaluation. That's kind of a lot. I mean, so what is that? Like 300 grams of rugs on this little cat? Poor thing, little mule. All right, here we go. Here's the video. So he's up in a tree. Oh, come on. It's up in the tree. They get him down. You can see this cat's already pretty emaciated. Look at this. They've got this like little sleeve thing on him. He's like, oh, come on, meow. I was just gonna get these rugs over to the guys over in cell block C. Oh, come on, meow. Look how small this little thing is. That's a lot. That's a lot of rugs on that cat. Poor thing. They just taped him onto him. Probably thinking, oh great. Thanks. Oh, look how skinny it is without it. They got the skinniest cat they could so it wouldn't look weird. Look at that. That's smart. That's pretty smart though. I gotta give these guys credit. You wanna smuggle some rugs around, put it on a cat. If you got the cat trained well enough to to go where it needs to go.
It's Saturday night, and every drug, every vice is set.
Oh, let's not get that in there. Yeah, if you got you can get little animals. I mean, the worst thing would be if the cat got smart, knew what was on it, got his buddies to cut it off, and they all had a big party with it. That would kind of suck. What are you gonna do? There's not a lot of you're gonna go after a cat. It's not really gonna work. But other than that, I see this as kind of a victimless crime. Other than maybe the cat being a little uncomfortable, but pretty smart. Give these Costa Ricans some credit. Well done. Can we change the name from drug mules to drug kitties? Holy shit, one cat carrying that much, they'll never suspect a thing. But they did it in a way, you can see the way they wrapped it. Like it was kind of like almost like a see-through bandage. So the cat, kind of looks natural in a way. And I don't know, who's going to check cats? I mean, now they're going to, obviously. A bunch of junkies running around Costa Rica grabbing cats and seeing if they're wrapped in rugs. You should listen to the song Mr. Kitties. It's about a cat that got into a bag of coke. Well, there's that cocaine bear too, right? Same sort of thing, which is based on a true story, just completely stupid. Obviously, they just turned it into a wacky movie, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time. I'm sure animals get into rugs all the time. Somebody's got some rugs on the table. A cat or a dog doesn't know any better, sees it, eats it, and they're all fucked up. But hey, I don't know. This could be a thing now. You want to run rugs? Just get a whole bunch of cats. Now it's like beware of somebody who has a whole army of cats. Gives a whole different meaning to cat ladies now. Shit, got 9 cats. Like, you have to do some investigating. That crazy cat lady down the street. She's running rugs, man. she's letting her cats out they got rugs all over them. I actually thought at first when I saw it, I thought the worst. I thought it was going to be up the pooper. I thought for sure somebody put some stuff up the cat's pooper. I didn't realize it just strapped it to him. At least it's a little more humane than shoving it up in the pooper. Anyways, all right. Cooking Bear's a cinematic classic. Yeah, it was crazy. The movie was stupid but funny. They make. Can you imagine that? Seriously, can you imagine that? You had just have a barn full of cats and you just strap, whatever. Like, let's say 500 grams on each of them. 300 grams on that little cat is pretty significant. That's like almost a pound, right? How many grams in a pound? There's like 456 or something like that. So it's almost a pound added onto that cat. It's noticeable for the cat. But yeah, let's say you put a pound on each cat. You run 20 pounds of whatever the heck you're running. So some get caught, some don't. Seems like seems like it would work to me. But don't get any ideas. All right, let's get into the last thing here. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, doop. All right. So self-checkout. Is that it for self-checkout? Is it done? Are we done with this stupid experiment? Or are we going to continue on with this thing? Let's see what USA Today has to say about this. What's in store for the future of self-checkouts? How retailers are pulling back. Self-checkout lanes at grocery stores and retail outlets are sometimes a controversial topic. Shoppers either love the convenience or hate that they have to do all the work they feel an employee should be doing. It's funny. There's 2 reasons why I like the self-checkout on, like at grocery stores at least. Excuse me. The only two places I use it religiously would be the grocery store and the Home Depot. And the grocery store, I like it because this sounds awful, but you can say no to the stupid charity bullshit all the time. Oh, would you like to give this for this? Would you like to give this for this? I never say no. I can't say no to a human. If somebody asks me, I'm like, all right, whatever. And sometimes some will take advantage of me. Some are smart enough to take advantage of me because they'll go like, 2, 5, or 10 or whatever, right? And because I'm stupid, I just go, whatever. And they always pick the 10. They always pick the big one. So I end up giving $10 to some bullshit charity that gets 50 cents of my $10. So with the self-checkout, you can just say no and nobody knows. Unlike that South Park episode where Stan Marsh's dad kept trying to say no and they wouldn't let him. Anyways, but yeah, so there's that. And number 2, I just find it a little quicker. Like there usually isn't a line for the self-checkout, so I can go and do that. I mean, at the grocery store, it's a pain in the ass because you got to get the bags. I never bring bags, so you got to get somebody to go get bags for you, and that takes some time. And they added back the weighted thing. Where they took that away for a while, where you didn't have the stupid weighted thing. Now you have to put the thing down, so you can't like put it in a bag, move the bag. It's got to stay on the scale. So a lot of irritants with it, but I use it there, and like I said, I use it at the Home Depot because the Home Depot, it drives me nuts when I have like 10 of something, and I'll tell the person there's 10 of those, and they sit there and count them. I just want to rip my eyeballs out. So I usually try and go to the self-checkout. I can check them out a lot faster. Anyways, so I do like the self-checkout for certain reasons. Some retailers have begun limiting their use or eliminating them altogether, citing higher rates of theft or what's called shrink in the industry. Yeah, because people are going to fuck around, obviously. Theft now is, it's been normalized. So look at like San Francisco. So people are like, oh, fuck it, I'll just steal a little bit from this giant organization. It's bullshit. So what's the future of self-checkouts? Are they here to stay? Is different technology on the horizon, or will retailers return to all cashier checkouts? Self-checkouts are not going away, but their role is evolving. Santiago, blah, 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 an associate professor of marketing and of operations information and decisions at the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, told USA Today. That is a mouthful. That's funny. Look at that little sentence there. Self-checkouts are not going away, but their role is evolving. The rest of it is just to tell you who this fucker was and where he works. Literally 3 lines to tell you who he is and where he works. That's a lot of fluffery. Should have pre-read that, then I wouldn't have wasted your time listening to it. Self-checkouts can be a source for theft, of course. While self-checkouts offer convenience to shoppers and require fewer cashiers at registers, they can also be a source for shoplifting. According to a November 2023 Lending Tree survey of 2,000 U.S. consumers, 15% of self-checkout users have purposefully stolen an item, and 44% of self-checkout thieves plan to do it again. Fucking losers. It's funny though, these losers don't realize if you go into a big enough box store like Walmart or Home Depot or something like that, they're actually collecting a file on you. They're watching you and they see that you're stealing shit. They're just not gonna, they're not gonna do anything about it. It's petty, right? So they're not gonna stop you every time, but they're collecting a file on you essentially. So when you hit a certain threshold, boom, you're arrested. So I'm yet to see it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see some asshole trying to do something and then bang, he gets just arrested, or she. In the 2022 report, global study on self-checkout, 2/3 or 66% of the 93 retailers in the survey, 29 were from North America, said they thought self-checkout losses were becoming more of a problem in their businesses. And the National Retail Federation in a December 2024 report said retailers were reporting a 93% increase in the average number of shoplifting incidents per year in 2023 versus 2019, and a 90% increase in dollar loss due to shoplifting over the same time period. That's funny because back in the day, cameras used to be pointed at the tills and at the employees because all the major amount of shrink or theft came from in-house. Now you're looking at the ability for with self-checkout, it takes it off of the employees now and puts it on the consumers. So self-checkout provides consumers with the convenience of quick shopping. As with other purchasing options, retailers must consider various factors to ensure the benefits are maximized for both consumers and themselves. I don't think self-checkouts are going to disappear, but many retailers have cooled on them over the past couple of years and have put more restrictions around their use. Yeah, like I said, having like Walmart having like 4 people watching the self-checkouts, which is hilarious to me. They could probably do it just as fast having them check out people as opposed to them walking around stopping people, checking stuff. You know, a lot of what people do is they take a tag off of something cheaper and they put it on something else and then they scan that. And if nobody's watching the computer, then they wouldn't know what it is, right? They hear the scan. They assume you scan the item that you've scanned, and it's really like, you know, a $6 mug instead of a $50 sweater or whatever the heck, you know, whatever you were trying to get away with. So it's pretty sad. Okay, I don't care to read any more of this. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, long-winded article, but I don't think they're going to go away. I think what's going to happen is they're just going to figure out ways to, better cameras, better scanning, better like recognition of what's being scanned versus, you know, what's there, like weighting, all that kind of stuff, you know, that'll just, you know, it's never going to end it. It's never going to get rid of it. But if they can shrink the shrinkage down to an acceptable or acceptable tolerance that they're good with, maybe whatever it is, like 3% or 5% or whatever it is, then then that's fine. Then they'll keep them. But if it's rampant the way it is, man, I don't know. Like you could see a lot less of them. Yeah. I hope so. I'm tired of doing someone else's job when I shop. Like I said, I like it in certain instances. For sure at the Home Depot for me, 100% at the Home Depot, because realistically, I just grab the thing, I scan myself. I'm so much quicker than people. I know what I have. I know there's 30 of this thing or whatever, instead of some asshole counting them. Unless the person, you know, they recognize me or whatever, and then they just come over and I say there's 30 of those and they just 30, you know, then it's quicker, obviously, right? But some of them are just stupid. I can just tell when I see the person at the register. I'm like, that person they don't even look like they're looking at you. They're just kind of looking into space. You know, that's going to be an ordeal for you. Get bags. Yeah. So we don't have plastic bags. We have to buy bags now. They're like 35 cents a piece. If I showed you under my sink how many of these like fiber bags or whatever the hell they are, if I showed you how many were under there, you'd laugh, because realistically all it did was replace plastic. And at least the plastic, I feel like, would probably break down a little easier than these bags do. It's just a cash grab. Of course, I'm not going to bring bags. Like, that was the whole idea. Oh, people are going to bring bags. Who's fucking bringing bags? I'm just going to buy bags there. Like, so you just got another way to get some money out of me, I guess. Trump went to school. How many 2x4s have you stolen? It's funny though. You could ask, well, Tyler would be the guy to ask, but if you ask Tyler, I'm completely fucking honest with everything. I'll go back. If I didn't scan something, I'll go back and tell him I didn't scan it or whatever. Like, I'm ridiculous with that. It's not I don't know why I do. I just feel like a scumbag if I stole something. So maybe they all go that Amazon market route, except you scan, you debit, or your credit card. Yeah, I tell you, I was in Vegas and there was one of those. I went in. It didn't work correctly, but it's one of those stores where you walk in and you just grab whatever and it scans your thing as you leave. So, but it didn't actually work right. I had to actually scan out, which was whatever. But the guy was telling me all about it, and nobody was using it. People were probably afraid. I did bring bags for about a year. Really? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Usually when I go grocery shopping, it's not like I'm not like, I'm going to go grocery shopping. It's usually like I'm in the middle of doing something else. I'm like, oh, I'll go stop and grab some groceries. So that's my problem. There's no real pre-planning to the event. Let's transition this camera there. So That's it. I don't have any other topics to talk about. Who's watching? Who's not talking? Why is there 5 viewers but nobody's saying anything? Get in the comments. Come on, people. Let's talk. Let's chat for at least 5-10 minutes before I calling into this podcast. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I could say. That's all, man. That's all I gotta talk about. I've just been busy lately. It's busy. So I haven't even really been prepping the podcast. I've been getting home around 5:30, and then I just go nuts looking at what's in the news. Sometimes I'll have a couple that I've seen over the week that I want to talk about or whatever. Like the self-checkout was one of the things I wanted to talk about because it's funny. They were talking about how much money Walmart's lost in the last, over the last, I think it was fourth quarter last year or something. It was like $30 million or something in theft. It was crazy. A crazy amount of money. And they're putting it to the self-checkouts. And I don't shop at Walmart very often. That's all right, Robert. You go ahead. Write your report, buddy. I forgive you, bro. But yeah, so I don't go very often, but the last time I was there, I got kind of pissed off because the chick's she's watching me like a hawk. There's a bunch of people. I don't know why she's watching me like a hawk. Anyway, so I'm scanning my shit and throwing it in. And she comes over just for nothing. And she starts looking at my stuff. And I just look at her. I'm like, is there a problem? She's like, no, I was just checking it to match the thing. I go, there's like 15 fucking self-checkouts. You chose me? I go, okay, well, fair enough. I look like a thief, I suppose. So, anyways, fucking Walmart. I just don't go there very, very often. Everybody says that. Did you get those 2 pieces of flour? No. They shipped though, so hopefully they come maybe tomorrow. Because it's a holiday here in Canada today, so I wouldn't know if they were here today. But if they're there tomorrow, perfect. If they're not, well, then I gotta fucking go back and finish that flooring. I'm trying to get that job paid off. I should finish it Wednesday or Thursday, so get paid on that one and move on to another one. But yeah, everybody says that about Tyler. He's just surly. He just looks surly. He's I don't know. I think he's maybe he's a little autistic or something. No, he's just I don't know. He's got like a real dry sort of sense of humor. He's not boisterous like I am. So when I'm making jokes, I'm usually catching him off guard because we don't talk about. I'll just go like he'll know that I'm going to shoot a video just because we have a job site speaker that usually plays podcasts, and I'll pause it, and that's his tell that I'm gonna come shoot a video, and then I usually just kind of like surprise him. I like catching him off guard. It's most fun for me. If I catch him off guard, then I get more of a a natural response as opposed to something contrived. You've seen some of our videos or contrived videos where we put them together, but if I'm doing the vlog stuff, I just want it to be like I just want to shoot the shit, riff off each other. It's my favorite. He used to shoot a lot of videos, but now he doesn't. So I used to have this little tagline when I would start the video, or when he'd start the video, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, I didn't see you there," and that was kind of like my little thing. Now my little go-to is the end thing. See you on the next one when I show my eye. Yeah, it's just something. It just keeps us relevant. I actually get business from it. I get people will reach out to me and say, "Oh, I didn't know you did that," and and they refer me. And people that have been referred to me will always say to me, "Oh, I saw your Instagram or I saw your YouTube channel," and they'll be like, "Oh, that's so it's kind of a good way for people to get to know that we have personality and that we'll and we also do good work, so it's always good. No, he doesn't need a raise. He makes bank. I pay him. If I told you what I paid him, you'd be like, "Oh, fuck balls." Yeah, I pay him well, so he doesn't need any more money, fucker. In fact, I think we're gonna have to make a little pay cut for him. Yeah, just the 2 of us, and then I sublet out a bunch of stuff. Like I have guys that do different various stuff, HVAC, drywall, stuff like that. So I use other crews for different things. So, but yeah, just the 2 of us that do that's bang off a lot of the property management stuff. So, yeah, I like it that way. Honestly, make good money. I'm always busy. it's good. And then I don't have to stress. I'm getting into the flip end of things, so you can make it if you try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Yeah. I knew you were going with that. Yeah. People keep saying, like, I'm thinking about, people keep reaching out to me and asking me to work for me and stuff. And I don't see, Tyler's technically not an employee. He subs through me. So I pay him as a self-employed contractor. So I don't really want to get into that whole having employees. So, oh, we lost everybody. Looks like Gizzo's gone. Probably Robert had to leave. Down to 2 viewers. Well, it's probably you and Robert, actually. That's probably who it is. Anyways, but yeah. So we just carry on. 2 of us. I like it that way. It's good. I can keep it controlled that way. And like I said, sub out what I need to. I'm just a little frustrated lately because I just don't have the time. Taxes, yeah. I got nailed last year in taxes. I just don't have the time to do the flip. Like I went there today and worked on it. It's a holiday today, and I worked on my flip. But yeah, I hate that it's just sitting and it's not doing anything. But it's hard to get to it right now when I've got all these other jobs to do, and they're all like there's all time constraints on these jobs, so I just have to do them, right? But yeah, anyways. All right, well, listen, we're almost there. 52 minutes. That's it, man. I'm out. It's good talking to you, Joe. Good talking to everybody else. Thanks for being on the podcast. Robert, Gizzo, Joe, you guys are cool. And a couple other people were there, but not saying anything, just quietly watching. Yeah, creeping, just quietly creeping. Hopefully they like the look of me. Maybe. I did have a girl give me a great compliment on my other channel. She said I was gorgeous. I was like, oh, that's very nice. She said this is irrelevant, but I just want to let you know you're gorgeous. I'm like, well, that's not irrelevant to me. If the shit hits the fan here in Southern Africa, I may have to hit you up for a job. Yeah? Come on down, brother. I'll give you a job. I'll get you doing something. You're an expat anyway. You're an expatriate Canadian. Just come on back. Put you to work. All right, gentlemen. Thanks for being with me. Everybody else, thanks for watching the podcast. If you missed any part of the podcast and you don't want to go back and watch the whole thing, well, hey, I don't blame you. You can check out small snippets of what I will post during the week between Tuesday and Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you watch those, obviously like, share, comment, all that kind of stuff, engagement. And if you're not yet a subscriber, do subscribe to the channel. If you don't, you suck. So subscribe to the channel. That helps. The subscriber base has been slow. The growth has just been stupid slow lately. I think I've had like 5 subscribers in the last month, which is nothing, obviously. So yeah, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your friends you got this asshole that comes on every Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, does the live show, and get on here and watch and comment. Talk to my gentlemen that are in the chat, always with me, Joe and Robert and Gizzo and that Christopher guy who's not usually there anymore, but there's Art and there's a few other people that jump in the chat from time to time. Are you sitting there? Has it not already? Oh yeah, it's true. Getting close. All the best, Jeff. Next week. Yep. See you, Robert. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks, Joe, for being with me, and everyone else. Thank you. We'll see you next week, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Monday, like always. Take care. Come on. Having a hard time.